Did you know that having a toddler in your house is exhausting? It is Monday night, and this past weekend our little girl moved in with us full time. So we've had some weekend visits and midweek visits, but the weekend was both wonderful and also challenging. You know, she's of course having a hard time understanding why she can't go home, and we're trying to explain to her that she is home. And so working through all of that, but we're having some really good times, and working through some tough things as well. But you know, in just a couple days that she's been here, all in all, we think it's going really well. Tonight we had the first visit from her caseworker, and so every month the caseworker for the child has to come to the house and see the child in the house and interact with the child in the house, and then just meet with the foster parents and see how things are going. I'm sure they are observing and just seeing, you know, what I don't know, might seem out of place, or hopefully what seems to be going well, and then they write a report up about that. Talk to us about any issues that we're having, make any suggestions on things that they might know, or resources they may have that would be helpful. The paperwork though. Tons of paperwork. Here we're filling out something that's describe how you structure your environment so that it is safe and healthy for a child. Describe how you recognize and respond appropriately to a child's verbal and physical expressions of needs and wants. Describe how your family works with a child and their birth family, including parents and siblings. Like, it's just crazy. There's another form here about, I think that they gave us a copy of something. And then acknowledgement of home assessment and case file information, basically taking responsibility off of the state. And here's something else about that. Notification of hazards in the house. This is about discipline and punishment, and so a whole list of things that we can't do. I have to sign that, just saying that we're not going to do corporal punishment, basically. Confidentiality here, and then this is another questionnaire we have to fill out. Why do you want to continue to be licensed as a foster care provider? What age, sex, and race foster children would you prefer? Well, I know exactly that one, but I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 over 8 pages. This is a medical report, so Shannon and I both have to go to our doctors and get signed off on that. Then we also have to send another form to our employers, so they can basically sign off on us. And then we have to fill out this entire evacuation plan to have on hand that talks about what we would do for tornadoes, severe thunderstorms, winter storm, earthquake, medical emergencies, and then have this disaster kit all in place, and every 6 months report back to the caseworker any updates that have happened. It's pretty crazy. This is to protect the kids, and it's also to protect them, and I'm sure there have been stupid, crazy lawsuits that the state's had to deal with. But it is, it's a lot, you know. I mean, we're all of a sudden, bang, we're parents to a 3.5-year-old. Oh, and do all this paperwork and have all these meetings, and now you have to get 30 hours of classes. 30 hours of classes, like, we both work 40 freaking hours a week. Now we gotta do 30 hours of classes on top of this just to make sure we're up to speed on how to be parents. It's like, dude, I mean, we could probably be the worst parents possible, and it's still going to be better than where she came from. So it just gets a little frustrating what all they make the foster parents go through in the name of doing things for the kids. But I think really the state's just shooting themselves in the foot, because I think they would have more foster parents if it was actually a little easier to become them. But there's also those nightmare scenarios, you know, where people are foster parents and they're like doing bad things to the kids and having so many kids in their house that it's really, that's how they make a living, by getting some of the money. And you don't get much money at all from the state, but if you had like 10 kids in your house, you know, I guess it adds up, especially if you're getting clothing allowances, and then the clothing can be shared between kids and stuff. I don't know. I guess that's all I have for now. Things are going well. We had an awesome surprise ready for her room, but you know, you got to be ready for your plans not to really go as you hoped. And the night she was supposed to get surprised with her room, we actually had her out kind of late, and she was asleep when we got home, and so I didn't really get the experience until she woke up. And I don't really know how that went when she woke up, if she was excited about it or whatever. But we're just doing the best we can, and enjoying every minute of it, trying to figure out our new schedule to our lives. And I think we still got maybe a few weekends and weeks to get through before we are in a rhythm, but it's happening. And with all that said, let me leave you guys with this. Remember to be the light and go out into your world and make a difference. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Yay! Matlack Films!
Me.